Hey friends,
Hey y'all,
it's just Britt.
and it's T, aka the Shy Leo. Oh,
Yeah.
my voice sounds cringy.
Yes.
I
So
don't like it.
disclaimer: T is sick. Um, and my voice is just. I
The
was born
same.
this way.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I was born this way. Maybe it's Maybelline. Um. So anyway, y'all, it's been a long time since we did a little podcast.
It's
So
been a long time. I should have
I
left
love
you.
you.
What I do beat step two. It's like, no, I'm showing my age.
Oh, and I was showing it too because I was over here dancing. Um. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so we here with we're gonna drop like one or two podcasts this week. Brittany's gonna do it for sure. Speaking of third person, I'm gonna do it for sure. Bless you. And just get it uploaded this week. So stay tuned to that for that. So this one is gonna be about uh men acceptance of flaws, like when it comes to relationships. And T and I had a conversation the other week about it where we had like a realization. And when we're talking about men, for those that be, not all men are the same, not all people are the same, some group of people. We're not talking about the entire men species. Obviously, you can never literally group everybody in,
Right. We're
but we're talking about the
speaking about
majority.
a specific
Yeah.
group that actually does this, and you know who you are, you know who you're not. So,
Right. And we're not talking about anyone personally in life, but we're just talking about from observation
shit,
point of
fuck
view.
that. I am.
Oh, you are? Well, I don't.
I'm not name dropping, but I
Yeah.
know. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, dead ass. Like, if you feel like this was about you, it was.
Ooh,
Yeah, I said it.
ooh,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
it is. So, um, yeah, but we were just talking and we realized, we came to a realization like certain men, again, I'm just gonna use men as a generalization. Again, we already said men are not as eager or like able to bend and accept things um from whatever standards they have in their head compared to how with women we might have these standards, but we're able to, bend or like be able to see the greater what am I trying to say here? We're able to see
Uh,
the good in the person or the potential or whatever,
right.
or like give them a
Women
chance to try to
typically
fix
do
it.
see the potential in a person, and they're, you know, a lot of women kind of go into situations or relationships with the idea of what a person could be and their
Mm-hmm.
potential, and not what they.
T, you lost service a little bit.
What's that? What do you say?
You lost service. You
No,
lost
I
service
ain't
a
lose
little
sir.
bit.
Somebody's calling me. Somebody keep calling me from the 2 number. I don't know who they are. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, you were talking.
I don't know what I said. Oh,
Okay.
about how I forgot what I
Men, when it
said.
comes to relationships,
Oh, like
about
when it
how we
comes to
look for.
relationships, women are, look for the potential that someone has, and they're willing to work with someone. You know how you
Mm-hmm.
never really heard a story where a man was like, "Oh, I was with her in the trenches from the, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like that's a woman's tale. A woman will ride out with you,
Right.
like she will be your Bonnie, but there's not a lot of men who are willing to be like,
Patient and let you develop into the
right,
woman that needs to be or wants to be or whatever the case. Like they expect
yeah.
you to come with straight like chef
You need to be
cooking
ready. You need to
skills,
be what he wants when he comes for you.
cleaning. Exactly. They expect you to be like, you know, very much domesticated,
Right.
like
But
fully
that's why
educated on
men
all
deal
that.
with women. Like, you ever see like the different stages of a man's life where the type of woman he started with is not the type of woman that he really ends with? Like, it's like you can see the different stages of their lives and the different type of women that they deal with. Whereas women will date a man who is not on their
Tell her
caliber
it's 5. Right.
with the intentions of like, oh, he's working towards getting to where he wants to be or where he's going to be, and you want to stay in that place with
Bias.
him, let him know that you got his back. But it's not always the case. Like, men, that's not a man's not doing that. They're not gonna. And if you ever seen a man that has been in a relationship with a woman who was working towards her goals and she got there, he tends to not stay because he might not be on her level, might be intimidating. There's not a lot of men out there that will work with a woman and wait on her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's facts. Like,
And it's not fair. It's definitely a double standard. Like there's double standards with everything, right? But this is one of those double standards that just isn't fair. Because women put in their time, in their energy, in their youth into riding out with this guy who, is really working towards being or having everything it is that he wants, but when he gets there, he goes for someone who's already on his level. But the F happened there, buddy. Where's the
mm-hmm.
loyalty?
Literally, or patience. Like,
Right.
patience. Like, there's so many different aspects of us as humans. If you expect someone to come fully, like on 1,000% ready in life in all areas, like you're delusional, because no one is coming perfect. Um, and there's always like skills is a thing that can always be worked on. So for men to be impatient in certain areas, um, or like I guess like don't think of you as a quality or qualified woman or whatever the case because of certain areas, it's a shame because then they miss out. But then again, like you said, even if it was that you're ready to be everything that they I'm gonna crop this part out. I zoned out trying to read and talk. That was a fail.
Mm-hmm. No more.
That won't, because I definitely was reading. I don't know what the fuck I was going with. Everyone's like seeming to text me at this exact moment. I don't understand what's happening. Um. Okay, so abort. So move past that. Anything else you want to add to this? Because this might be a very short fucking thing.
I mean, it would be really great, to get a male's perspective. I mean, obviously, some of the reason why we initially had this conversation was because of a conversation I had with a gentleman where this dude just
Oh
had some
yeah.
seriously high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's cool.
Oh, so I guess.
And I'm not saying you can't want what you want, right? It's okay to have standards. It's okay to say, okay, I don't want to date a guy that doesn't have a car. I have a car. Why would I want to date a car? That's okay to say that. But it's different when we understand the times that we're living in today. It's not can afford these rent prices and, you know, really nice cars and stuff like that. It's not realistic. Not everybody's on the everybody's supposed to be on the same level. I mean, not everybody can work at McDonald's. Not everybody can be a CEO or Fortune 500 business owner. It's not realistic. That's not the world we live in. So I don't think people should put those types of expectations on their relationships unless you're. I also think people should date within their, you know, I know this is probably sounding like crazy and conflicting to what we're talking about, but I do think that people should date within their spectrum. Like, I would not try to date somebody who's a CEO. Does that mean that it's impossible? No, but I don't know that I would have something in common with somebody who's at that level.
Right.
Like, especially somebody this education who's worked really hard. I'm not saying I'm not a hard worker. I work really hard within the field that I work in, but it's also something I'm familiar with. So it's not that we couldn't be compatible. It's just like I'm not reaching for that. That's not what I want. I want me a blue collar man who I do. Like, because we're coming from the same place and we understand each other. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like dating. I date black men because they understand me. And I don't know what it's like to date outside of my race. So I don't know if they will understand the things that I feel like I'm going through. Whereas I can understand that black man's struggle. Like, I understand what the black man is going through because I am black. So that's why I feel like I should date within my spectrum of people who are on my level. And yeah, so
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
just saw somebody post about that, like, because it was a post that was I had shared, and it was like basically like, oh, even if we're not together, but we're talking, and you go a whole day without speaking to me, even if by the end of the day they let me know like, hey, I'm busy, blah blah blah, and people were in the comment section like, a lot of people agree, but then there's people that was like going against it, like, well, I would never talk to a person like that, and somebody was like, Well, that's why that's the beauty of it being so many people in the world. You go after someone that you're compatible with. That will show you there if that person's compatible with you or not. And there's always someone for somebody. Like some people
I definitely
match
agree with
that.
that.
Like there will be someone that can understand that. Okay, I'm at least text you by the end of the day or in the beginning of the day. Hey, I'll be busy today. And let that be that. Whereas other people will be like, I don't need to text you nothing. I don't need to keep it. I don't need you keeping tabs on me on it. But that's not the person for you. That's not who
Right.
you're supposed to be compatible with. That's the beauty of it being so many people in this world. Like you're bound to match or mesh well with somebody. So I
Exactly.
agree about the whole thing. Like I wouldn't go after anyone in that position as well because it is also just not my type. Or like someone that's into like partying or like all on the social scene and care about images, like all that sort of stuff. Like that's not my personality. I would
Right.
ruin it for you. I don't care about images, like to an extent. So like yeah, I agree with you. That's exactly how I would do. But yeah, so basically, I guess if anyone can answer that, like she asked the question, I'm just trying to figure out as well, like why is that? Also, you had mentioned something about someone else speaking about the like a body count would matter to some men and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another thing of women would accept. We don't even most. I have never really heard any woman say or female say whatever that. Mm, I need to find out what his sex number is or whatever his number
Right.
is because
Or
that's
I'm
to
not
determine if I
gonna
like him or
date
not.
that guy because he's had sex with more than.
Right. Someone must be calling. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
most men have had sex with more than 5 women, and if they didn't, okay, that's fine too. But
Right.
like,
But it's not like a deal breaker for the most men. That's not like it. Like that's not even a thought process. When I start talking to somebody, I'm not thinking, dang, I wonder how many people he had sex with.
yeah, I don't
Like that is
care.
not a thought. Like
Right.
I mean, like obviously, like I wonder how they
But
carry
like, if I
themselves and
found
stuff
out
like
that you
that.
was doing some wild stuff and you was really like out there, and it's like
Exactly.
your numbers like disgusting, and when I say disgusting, I do mean that. Like,
Like every single day, you in a new type situation. Like you don't care about your hygiene and all that type
yeah, like
stuff.
if you
Like
hitting hundreds and you're 30, you're nasty, and you should
yeah,
get your shit checked out.
right. But so like stuff like that is understandable. But for like the person that brought up the conversation was like, there's a number in their hair, or like there's like you're very discussing like if it's a certain amount, and if the amount don't even seem like that much in life. I don't know the exact amount, but I feel like with that person, whatever number you gave would have been an issue if it was more than one person. Because
Yeah.
they was giving off judgmental,
Right. And if
and
you
it was so
dating
caught
a
up in the
virgin, okay, cool. Go find you a virgin. They're out there. But like, I mean, like, I don't know, man. It just be throwing me off.
right. We're
Like,
grown out here at this point, okay? So
right.
if you carry and you're moving a certain way, oh shoot, sorry. If you're moving a certain way, then yeah, that'll be alarming. But if you're doing what you need to do as an adult, and you're good,
Right.
it
Because
doesn't.
why is it okay that you have sex with a woman who you don't intend on having like a full term relationship, but you can have sex with her as much as you want or whenever you want, but a woman can't do the same thing until she finds what she's looking for. Like, why
Mhm.
is that a problem?
And how about the focus factor being on the amount of sexual partners? How about relationship? How about like
Exactly.
where that person is with like how they can love you or whatever case, like those kind of things that are
Those are
important.
definitely more important because
Yeah.
I'm not so concerned about how many people you've had sex with as I'm concerned about, can you hold a relationship? Like, can you be in a good relationship with someone? Can you
Or are you
communicate?
even willing to type situation?
Right. You
Like
know, what is the reason for your failed relationships, or why you're not in a relationship? Why don't you want to be in a relationship? Like
right,
I was telling this person specifically said they didn't want to be in a relationship. Okay, cool. So what you gonna do when you 79, 80 years old and you by yourself?
right,
And the response is, I'll be fine because I still have family and friends. Yeah, they start dying at that age. Come on, man. Like, let's be realistic, okay? Your
right,
friends are gonna die. Your family's gonna die. Yeah, even your woman could die. Okay, I get it, but you mean to tell me you don't want to have somebody like, and not to sleep with, but just someone just to be there, a companion. Like your friends, when they're that age, they want to be that age with someone who loves them. I'm sure. And it's not just gonna be family because your parents are gonna get older and pass, and siblings and cousins, and
they have their own family.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
these
after
people are gonna have their own
certain,
partners. You're okay with being alone? I can't. I don't buy it. Sorry,
right,
I don't believe anybody wants to be alone, no matter how many people say they want to be alone.
right,
Because I used to be that person. I used to be like, all right, I'm cool with being alone. I'm used to it. I know it. But I'm not gonna lie. I don't want it. Like I
right.
want somebody to be there.
Exactly. Or you could enjoy being alone for that season, but to think long term of loneliness is
Yeah, like,
sad. Like, why would that be the goal for you?
and it's just a bunch of regrets at the end of the day. Like I don't care what anybody says. There's a regrets. You get like if anybody who's ever worked in a nursing home facility and they're by themselves, that shit hurts. Like they don't want to be alone. They really don't. And quite frankly, that's when the regrets set in. Like, damn, I should have did this. I could have done that. You know, I missed out on this opportunity with this person. Like those that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be that person in the nursing home all by yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, so anyway, we could wrap this one up, y'all, and not drag it out. Um, give us some feedback in the comment section and stay tuned for our next podcast. Oh, and make sure you guys follow us on our social media. My Instagram is JUSBrit_.
Aren't you going to be on sabbatical? But mine
I
is
lied about that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm feeling
what
really
is mine? Oh, Leo_babe89.
yes. All right, guys. The information will be in the description box down below as well. So, bye.
Bye.
Girl, you're like 10 minutes late.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right.